Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream. My name's Matt Bailey, and we go live as many nights as possible. I don't say every night, because I can't go live every night. I would wear myself completely thin, and some people have said I'd probably run out of things to say. I don't think that's true. We know I've covered a lot of topics in the last year and a half of live streams. I started doing live streams in around May 2019. It wasn't every day then, but there was a period between sort of like October 2019 to sort of February 2020 where it was every single day, including weekends. Now, that was taxing, I'll tell you what. Now, evening from SA and evening to Mark Teague. And Jesse Morgan says, this should be a ginteresting tasting. Jesse, did your malt yearbook arrive? I hope it did. The two winners, I sent out two malt yearbooks to Jesse and to Jacob. Anyway, two. I had sent out two from a live stream last week, and it was really great to share that experience with you all. There was much live. Robert, I'm going to call you Robert Akers George with grammar like that. Krisner's in the house. You know what? Krisner and I are doing, and Andrew are doing a whiskey and chocolate pairing that has sold out. That's in the 4th. We encourage you to tune in if you've got a box. If you don't, that's okay. We can have a bit of fun along the way. Does the Society bottle tequila? No, we don't. We bottle just about everything else. We don't bottle tequila or mezcal, but we do bottle a bit of gin, lots of whiskey, a little bit of rum, a little bit of Armagnac, cognac, grain whiskey, bourbon, rye, and even another thing coming next year, which is very exciting, and I can't tell you anything about it. But all I can tell you is that we've been working on some great little projects. And some of these projects, like good whiskey, takes time to mature and takes time to get right and make sure everything works out okay. But there's a very cool little project in the works. But I won't talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about what's coming up in front of me right here. I'll get rid of that banner so you can see what's going on in front of me. I got some ice. I got some smoky ginger ale. I got some garnishes. Now, the last time I did a cocktail live stream, I prepared all the garnishes on stream, made a real mess of it all. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to prepare some other stuff. Evening of nosing a 66.172. Krisner, the Albert Einstein of chocolate. I couldn't agree more. He really is. Have not had the chance to get to the post office today. I believe it's there waiting for me, and I can't wait to crack into it. Jesse, you're very welcome. Congratulations again on winning that. You asked some awesome questions that night with Murray and myself. That was a good stream live with Muzz. You know what? That's going to be the 3rd or 4th time I've had Muzz on the stream. He's such a blast. He's such a lovely guy. And he's a salt of the earth fellow. I tell you what. I'm opening this bottle. I'm going to show you what it looks like on your screen now. Here we go. Irish Gin, Nettle Smooch. GN 4.2. This was in the festive outturn just from a week or so ago. I wanted to bring some attention to the gins we do at the Society. I've just cracked this one open. Get rid of that little plastic bit. And I'm going to make one of my favorite drinks. Live for you on stream so you can see how much of a non-cocktail maker, non-mixologist, non-bartender I am. I'm doing this in my office. I don't normally make cocktails at home or in my office. It's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like you would go out to enjoy a cocktail, but if you've got a good gin, why not experiment with it? Now, I am using a Society single cask gin that I've just popped up on screen to make a cocktail. Why not? This is what good drinks and good enjoyment of drinks is all about. It's about enjoyment of drinks and seeing what you can get away with and have a bit of fun with. If I'm going back to my comments that I've made before in the past, if it's your bottle of whiskey, gin, rum, vodka, whatever it is, we don't make vodka either, by the way. If it's your bottle, you do what you like with it. You enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. However, if you come around and I pour you a drink, I'd like you to try it neat, perhaps. Anyway, you know what? Cocktails. These have always been the best, hilarious. You know, I'm so wired as well today. I don't know why. I've been running at full steam ahead since 8 o'clock this morning. I think I'm going to crash very soon after this. I'm going to make my favorite pre-dinner drink, however, right now for you to all see, enjoy. And I suggest trying a cask strength single cask gin to try it out with. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to get this wrong, so it doesn't matter what the order is. Actually, it probably does matter. I'm going to make a Negroni. Negroni is one of my favorite drinks. I'm talking a million miles an hour, and I didn't even get to, just like the nose of that gin just made me recalibrate my brain for a second there. Can, can I mix my sample bottles with vanilla Coke for an added depth? You can do what you like with it, Krisna. They're yours. That's the thing. They're yours now. So you can do what you like with those sample bottles. That you're talking about the chocolate and whiskey samples. Of course, you can do whatever you like. And Krisna says, oh, wow, I didn't even know the SMWS did gin. It's a very small amount. This is probably the third gin we've seen in Australia ever. Now, before my ice melts too bad, I'm going to do my favorite Negroni. A little bit of color in that. A little bit of color. It is from a first fill bourbon barrel. I know you probably can't see that in my terrible little jigger here. One of those. So we've got one gin. Now you can use Campari or you can use Oka or you can use an Australian version. I've only got Campari on hand at the moment. Campari is an excellent product. One of those. And when I say one of, equal measure of each. And a bit of sweet vermouth just to add that sweetness to all that tartness going on there. Now we've got all three ingredients sitting there very nicely in the glass. This is not a shaken cocktail for me. I don't think it should be for anyone. Just needs a gentle stir in the glass. It doesn't need much more than that. That's how we're going to do things tonight. Just a gentle stir. And I like to garnish this one with a bit of orange peel. There it is. That's the Negroni. That's the whole drink. There you go. It took me, 20 seconds to make? Slanjava, I'm going to try a Society Gin Negroni. Bloody, that's good. That's good. That's really good. That's really enjoyable. Now, the other thing with Negronis is, and I should say this, they are dangerously drinkable. And they're very boozy because there's 3 shots in that. Now, Campari is 25% from memory, and this vermouth shouldn't be more than 16 or 18 or something. 16% for that vermouth. I'm using Dolan, by the way. So you can mix and match different ingredients. The one that I generally don't want to mess around with too much on the ingredient list is the Campari. There's a few Aussie Oka, OKAR, and a few Aussie substitutes for Campari. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think they match up. I don't think they're quite there yet. I think some of them are okay, but I think Campari is an unbeatable is unbeatable in that arrangement. And then we have, I've used the Society Gin. I'll bring that up on screen just for all of us to see. Just again, there it is, Irish Gin, Nettle Smooch. And I just want to stress again to those who watch who don't know the Society as well as perhaps some others do, it is very much at the periphery of what we do. We don't do that many gins. We don't do that many rums. We don't do that many cognacs. They're fun experiments for us to see what flavor can happen. I haven't even tasted this gin before. I opened this bottle fresh just now. That sits very nicely. You want a really nice balance. I like to think of the Negroni as one of those cocktails where the gin is almost the congener. It's that sort of, the gin holds everything together, and the Campari is the tart, and the tartness to it, and the vermouth is the sweetness, and all 3 combined to make for a very delicious, dangerously drinkable summer cocktail. And I think it's classified as a cocktail because it's very very nice indeed. Very, very nice indeed. You can drink your Negroni with a spoon if you like. It looks great as well. It looks like a summer cocktail. I'm using just like a rocks tumbler glass. You can use whatever glass you like. There's only one way to do it, is the way you enjoy it. Now let me grab some of these comments coming in here. Add ice cream for a spider. Wow. Not the worst idea. You know what? There's no wrong answers. And you could if you put a scoop of ice cream into your Negroni. I mean, yes, it's blasphemous to the Negroni recipe, but what are we going to call it now? Just a spider Negroni? Who cares? I can imagine that would be an even more dangerous cocktail, only because the sweetness of the ice cream would mask any of the booziness in the cocktail. And I like a boozy cocktail. I like a cocktail where you can actually taste the alcohol. I'm sure I'm not alone on that one. I like the one where you can actually taste the flavors of the spirits that are in it, rather than just sugar or, I mean, the whole idea about a cocktail is in this instance is that it's fun. It doesn't need to interfere, or is in like the flavors work best together. And there's nothing wrong with trying those kind of things out. I've heard that gin and whiskey is essentially the same process. How is this the case? I would have thought it had more in common with vodka. Pardon me. Jesse, you've heard that gin and vodka is essentially the same process. That's not true at all. They both use a different, they can both use a very different base spirit, a very different distillation method, very different way they're both made. I could go into a little bit of that tonight. I mean, really, it's just gin is a juniper base, and then whiskey is a barley base. That's another way of looking at it. So they've got different bases. Yes, they're both distilled, just like vodka's distilled, rum's distilled, armagnac's distilled. They all have differing processes. It is easier to make a gin, generally speaking, than a whiskey, only because of the time factor, of course. You don't have to wait 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years for it to be mature. But that stain on the carpet when you talk with your hands. That'll stain the carpet. Yeah, sorry, Rob. Well, I'm not holding my drink as I'm doing it, so that's why I'm very relaxed when I'm holding this. It's a very nice cocktail. And if you want a nice beefy one like I've made, it's 30 mils Campari, 30 mils Society Gin, and 30 mils of vermouth. You can use any gin, any vermouth, any Campari. Like I said, Campari is one of the only ones I would say is not substitutable easily, but can be. Okay, I'm going to move on to my second cocktail because I've only got so much ice that won't melt in this kind of humid Sydney weather. One more comment, however, mate, we have really enjoyed some gins over the last year neat. There's a great variety of botanicals, etc. Should neat gin drinking be more of a thing? Yes, it should. Now, there's two things I want to say about that. Drinking gin neat is a really good way for you to explore the spirit character. I don't actually have a neat spirit glass in front of me right now. I am that organized. So I can't really effectively taste it neat right this very minute. But I do recommend tasting every gin you get neat, so you get a taste of the botanical, getting a taste of the, other than the juniper, what has gone into it. Is it local ingredients? Is it lemon myrtles? Is it peppercorns? Whatever they're doing. The botanicals that have gone into making that spirit shape that spirit. I quite love my juniper forward gins. I'm not a huge gin drinker. I do enjoy them. Obviously, I'm enjoying one right now. But I'm a whiskey guy. You know me as a whiskey ambassador. I'm much more of a whiskey person. However, I do love a good gin, and that's why if I'm picking a gin, I want something that's quite quite juniper forward. I don't overly fuss about too much about the botanical makeup beyond that sometimes. Or it's important. It's absolutely important. Don't get me wrong. But this is personal preference. And it's a really good comment, though, Darren, because it's how you enjoy it, where you enjoy it, the neatness, enjoying it neat, etc. Should be more of a thing. That's why the second thing I wanted to add to that was, that's why I'm going to be completely upfront with you all. I am not a fan of gin and tonic, generally speaking. Yes, some gins pair really nice with some tonics, and some work really incongruently with them as well. I'm generally a fan. If I am going with a tonic, I like it to be a really sort of like Indian tonic, very much a quite a neutral tonic, nothing too flavorsome. Therefore, usually I opt for gin and soda. I recommend trying gin and soda a few times if you can. It's an awesome way for you to explore the flavor of the gin without it being, dare I say, destroyed by the tonic. Gin and tonics are fun. It's a very easy little cocktail. It's the staple of the booze world. And if I'm at a bar that I don't know, they don't have a great whiskey selection, they're not a partner bar, obviously, and they don't have a great whiskey selection, and I'm not really in the mood for a beer, G&T will hit the spot. However, gin and soda will hit the spot even better, and you'll actually be able to taste what's going on. Let's have a look at this next drink. I'm going to need that Society Gin again. I'm going to go with GN 4.2 again. I'll show you that once more so we can see for those who are just tuning in, what gin I'm using is the Irish gin in our outturn. I think there's a small handful left on the website. Don't quote me on that because I don't keep up to date with the stock before I go live, obviously. I've got a tall glass here. I'm going with the tall glass this time. There's a bit more ice in it before I started, but a little bit of melting there. But I might just get rid of that water. A bit of ice in there. One measure of the gin, that's 30 mils. Pop that in. And then we're just going to simply top. Lost my bearings again. I'm going to simply top with Fever Tree Smoky Ginger Ale. Big shout out to Fever Tree. Always make they make great product, Fever Tree. They really do. And that's not even like I've got nothing to gain by saying that. Here we go. Look at this. Just top with ginger ale. Now I've gone with a smoky ginger ale. You can use whichever ginger ale like, and I like to do just a wedge of lime as the garnish there. Look at that. Boom. Can we all see that? I hope we can. There we go. That's a fun. That's not Hibiki. That's just the brand of the glass for some reason. Cheers. 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 Ooh, yes. Now that does mark the flavor of the gin somewhat. I've only put one dram of gin in there, and I've topped up a fair bit with half a little bottle of but it's a very enjoyable summer drink. This is all about summer drinks right now, and that's what I wanted to sort of touch on tonight. Different ways for you to enjoy your summer drinks. Are they tall drinks? Are they Negroni style? I want to hear from you guys in the comments what your favorite drinks are. Now, this leads me on to the second part of tonight. Wow, actually, I'm going to have another sip of that. That's unbelievable. That smoky ale is the smoky ginger is almost like dare I say Lafroigish, almost like Isla smoke. That's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable indeed. It's somewhat medicinal. It's good fun. Just brought one. Oh, just bought one. Sam, good to hear, mate. Like you are the king of great spirits, though. Sam Licardi, for those who don't know, is the brand ambassador for McHenry's, and they make some great gin, great whiskey. Dare I say small Tasmanian operation, but probably not that small anymore. I've got to keep up to date with you guys, what you guys are doing. Patrick Brookner says, do try some cask matured gins or straight artisan craft gin, a real sensation. These society gins are fantastic. They're just good fun, and they're cheap as well. $129 for a 700ml bottle at cask strength. And Liam says the smoky ginger ale is a revelation. I'll totally agree. I can't remember the last time I tasted it, but it's really, really bloody enjoyable. Fever Tree. I'm last getting a question here from Cos. Cos asks, what brand is the ale? Fever Tree. I don't know if you get that where you are, Cos. I don't know where in the world you are, sorry. But it's a smoky ginger ale made with natural gingers. It's very, it's a very medicinal ale. Very medicinal. I like that, though. That's got a lot of character. That's a weird smoky ginger ale. That's good fun. That leads me on to the second part of this evening's video, which is this gin, this Nettle Smooch gin that I've been playing around with and making a couple of cocktails tonight for. I'm giving a bottle away. Woo! There it is. So I've got a bottle here in my office of it, a sealed bottle of GN 4.2 Irish gin. I'm going to give this away. The way to win this bottle is not in the comments tonight, so don't stress. You'll have a few days to have a bit of fun with this. It's in our Facebook group, on our Scotch Malt Whisky Society Australia group. Just post a photo of one of your favorite summer cocktails, preferably one you've just made. Make yourself a cocktail in the next few nights, or maybe I'll say until end of the month. Make yourself a cocktail. Pop a photo in the group of your favorite society cocktail. Maybe use society gin, maybe use society whiskey, use something. Have a bit of fun with it. Your favorite summer cocktail. I'll put all the details in the group later on tonight. See what you can come up with, and I guess the most inventive, a bit of fun. So I'm going to give this away. So if you want to try this gin, however, there is another way of trying it, and that is coming to our Sydney party, which is our full Sydney end of year bash on the 12th of December. It's a Saturday, 12th of December. It's a picnic. We're going to have picnic rugs, a couple of tables. It's a step-style format outside. It's going to be great fun, and I hope to see as many of you as possible there. Noosa Heads, there you go. Cos, that's not far away from anything. That's fine. You know what? I'm sure you can find Fever Tree somewhere near Noosa Heads. If you can't, I'm sure you can get it online. I'm almost certain most good bottle shops stock it. I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. GN code 4.2 is the answer, Robert Akers. There it is again. GN 4.2. It's an Irish gin. First one we've seen from G4 in Australia, which is good fun. And Hackshoe highball with a mint leaf. Oh, that sounds good. In the tropics. Amazingly refreshing and takes advantage of Hackshoe's natural flavor. Sadly expensive in Australia. Yeah, Hackshoe is a bit expensive here. And it's, I got to say, Hackshoe Distillers Reserve highballs are fantastic, especially if you're at a good bar that has a good bottle of it. And speaking of which, and let me grab one of these, one more. Any of the gin from malt code 23 coming to a G code. Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I'm going to take that, as a good politician would say, I'll take that on notice and I'll get back to you on that, Rob. We are working with quite a few distilleries on gin supply as well as malt whiskey supply. Of course, we are a malt whiskey society, however, so malt whiskey will be our focus. However, I just want to showcase how you could make a bit of fun with two different gins, and I'm going to keep enjoying that Negroni. I like both, but I'm more of a Negroni man. Now, where was I? Next, let's move along. A couple of other quick announcements, which you'll see in your inbox tomorrow, but you get a preview here tonight. So here we have Unfiltered November edition has started to see more of an Australian focus, which is really exciting. It's a monthly magazine for members of the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, and the November 2020 issue, is now online under Society Unfiltered Magazine on our website. You have to be logged in. It is a members publication, but I encourage you to have a read. It's some really good stuff in there, this issue. Have a look at my little welcome in there if you like, or if you don't, that's up to you. And of course, we have our advent calendar coming up. There it is. How exciting is that? In fact, I'll do you one better. I'll show you what it looks like in person, because I took that photo and I have it here. Ooh, 25 casks for Christmas. This is really exciting. I'm going to showcase each of the whiskeys as we go through December, have a bit of fun with it, taste a few things from the pack. And yeah, it's still available online, by the way. This is on page 2 on the website, so it might be a little bit lost. But if you've been thinking about getting this, we're actually throwing in express post for free on top of normal freight. Freight's $15 as always with the society, but we'll throw in express for free over the next week if you really want to jump in by the 1st of December. So you've got the 25 days, 25 drams for Christmas going on there. That's all very exciting. However, I will just bring up the next little sort of image here. A lot of our partner bars around the country are now open again. I just want to show you the look of sheer glee on Julian's face from Whiskey and Helmet. It's like the fact that he can even open the bar again and enjoy drams with members and serve up some of the most exciting single casks on earth behind the bar is really exciting for him. It's exciting for us, but it's also a good opportunity for me to mention that we also have a new partner bar that's just joined the society. They're really green. They're just working it out. And I encourage you, if you're a Sydney-sider, to come check it out. This is Dean's Lounge in Potts Point, 7 Kellett Street, Potts Point. It's your friendly neighborhood bar. They do some great cocktails. You've got to try the 4 cheese and truffle jaffle. It's unbelievable. You could eat 3 of them and not even feel bad. Or you would feel bad after 3. They've got a working jukebox there that you can just select a track and it plays through the whole bar. Chase lounges, a very cozy atmosphere. And you can see, you can actually spot me in the corner there in the bottom left of that photo at the entrance. I forgot I had Roundtable that night, so I just did it from the front entrance of Dean's. That was good fun. Speaking of which, Roundtable will be back, of course, Wednesday nights moving forward as always. And that's all I really want to say tonight, and have a dram with you all and show what you can do with a bit of gin, bit of a cocktail, have a bit of fun with these. Before these dilute too much, I'm going to enjoy them slowly over the next hour or so. Responsibly, of course. Yeah, that place does look familiar. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Look, it's had a bit of a let's just say a different life over a different time, that venue. But Dean's Lounge is now being run by the same team behind Shirt Bar. So they've got a great team behind them. They've got some great cocktails, which would be far better than what I can create and make a mess of here. So thoroughly recommend checking them out. In the meantime, of course, I'll see you all soon for another live stream. Roundtable should be back tomorrow night, and in the meantime, happy dramming. Enjoy good society gin and enjoy good cocktails that you can make from home. In fact, even Sam Licardi, before, who was watching, has made some great cocktails in the era before. So this is, I think, the 3rd time I've made cocktails, live streamed them, and had a bit of fun with it. You can have fun with it at home as well. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'll see you all soon. Slàinte mhath.